Okay, so hello everybody. I thought today I would attempt to make a video on how I do my acrylic pours. Just a very simple video with a very tiny canvas. And this is actually a canvas board. I normally really don't like doing acrylic pours on canvas panels like this, little boards, because they tend to warp. It doesn't matter how much I spray the back or whatever, they tend to warp. So, but this is just to show you kind of like how I do it and the techniques. I only have really big canvases now because we've been in quarantine and I've been bored, so I've been making a lot of acrylic pours. So you'll need cups, acrylic paint, and a pouring medium. So what I have for cups is these little yogurt cups. They're glass, you can wash them out, you can let them dry and then just peel the paint out. Or I keep a couple of little paper cups on hand too. But these are reusable and great if you care about that kind of thing, which you should. So I am going to be using, as far as my pouring medium, I like Floetrol. And that is that there. It's a paint conditioner. It's good for cells. So if you've seen some of my paintings that have a lot of cells in them, that's what I use for that. Other than that, I'm just using various types of acrylic paint. You don't have to get expensive paint. You can use whatever, what is it? Craft paint works fine. Just experiment, play with it. And so with this one, I'm going to do primary colors just to kind of see what happens. And so when you mix your paint and your pouring medium, you kind of want to think about the thickness of your paint. And your paint should flow, but it shouldn't be too runny either. So you'll find kind of the right consistency for you. So that's me searching for popsicle sticks because that's what I use to stir. And again, you can reuse these too. You can scrape them off, let them dry, and then just reuse them. So the ratio of paint to pouring medium is usually 3 parts Floetrol to like the fourth, like, okay, it's like you had 4, like 3/4 is Floetrol and then 1/4 is the paint, the pigment. But that can shift depending on what kind of consistency you have in your paint. Sorry, I'm getting nervous for some reason. I do this for relaxation, but for some reason on camera I'm getting nervous. Here we are as life, right? Anyway, so I've got some Floetrol in this cup. And my dogs are barking, and that's all right. So it's kind of like a learning process. But see, like I have some Floetrol in these cups. Not much, since I have a really tiny little canvas. If you go online, you can find a lot of charts on exactly how many ounces of paint you need or anything like that. But I just kind of wing it, just like life. So anyway, and with my primary colors, I've got my red here. With my primary colors, I kind of decide if I want to do a white or a black, and I think today we'll do kind of a white background because that's what I've got next to me, so let's go with that. So we may not even need all this stuff, but I got lots of little canvases, and that's my rude sounds coming out of my paint there. And so yeah, that was the white, but so it's my red here. I'm just mixing it all up, make sure it's nice, smooth consistency. And so once I get it mixed up, I just kind of, well, that's lumpy. Yeah, see, sometimes you gotta work with it a little bit more, but when you get that poured, it's really hard to reconcile that clumpiness. So that's a little, it's almost like I like it, but I like it to be like that, more like that. So I'm just gonna add just a hair more Floetrol. Just dink, okay. If you don't say that, make that sound, it doesn't count, so dink, that's what I say. It kind of looks orange with this lighting, but it is red. So, cool. Mixed up. Next I did some white, and I'm just gonna mix that up. plain acrylic white. See, that one's much more fluid. It just depends on the paint you have. And some blue. And this blue I have is a nice blue, but it gets kind of clumpy. So you gotta be mindful of your paint. Yeah, see? That's what the sticks are for, though. I think better now than later. And so, yeah, just mix it up. Find the right consistency. Yeah, that's pouring just fine. Mix it up real well. And a yellow. I know I have a yellow somewhere. Did my son steal my yellow? Michael's favorite color is yellow. He probably took my yellow. Aha! There's my yellow. A kid who loves art. I love it. So that's really fine with me. So nice color there. So now you've got your pouring medium and your acrylic paint, the consistency for pouring. All can be kind of even consistency. Yeah. Okay. Just make sure everything's poured nicely there. And for a little extra fun, I like to add a little bit of silicone oil. This is really gross looking, but it's really for treadmill belts. You can get any kind of silicone oil, but this is made for treadmill belts. So you can use several different things, but let's just use what I've got. I'm going to put a drop of silicone oil in each color except for the white. And we're going to use a paper cup just so we can toss it, because it's going to be a bunch of different colors and it's just easier that way. And it pours easier. It's not about doing everything perfectly 100% of the time. It's about doing as much things as we can do as perfectly as we can. So, a little bit of white there. I haven't decided. I think I might just do a flip cup. That's probably the simplest. I like to layer my colors lightest to darkest, but with primaries, you know, it doesn't really matter. Go maybe blue next. Doesn't really matter. There's a lot of strategy in this, but for right now, we're just gonna do what we feel is right. Just kind of play with it. We learn along the way. See how that looks cool? Just layering it, making lots of different colors there. Probably too much paint, but that's why I have this set up anyway, so. I'm gonna go right here. And a little more red, and some white. And since it's not a full cup, I don't really want to do a flip cup, because a flip cup, all this paint will get mixed by the time it gets to the surface. So I'm gonna do a tree ring pour. And with the tree ring pour, I make a little spout, and I make a little tree ring. So I get those lovely layers and lines. Simple as that. And I think I'm gonna call that done as far as how much paint I'm going in. I got this torch, it's just a little simple butane torch. And that pops the bubbles. If there's any air stuck in that paint. You don't want to get too close or too hot, just run it over, don't go crazy. So with the tree ring, we're just gonna keep going back to center here. Back and forth. And down. Cover all the edges. And if you didn't have enough paint, you can just stick a little bit of paint on the edge there, like here, and go doo 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 doo. Goes right down. Just get it moving a little bit. And just play with it. See what it looks like to you. See if you want to maybe move it one way versus the other. It's all up to you. You have an idea in your mind, but It's not gonna always go exactly as planned, but it'll work out, just like life. I'm looking at it too much. I'm not used to doing this on camera, forgive me. But I thought it might be fun, so here we are. Just again, you can just cover that there. A little bit here. And if I don't want that to get ruined, again, I just kind of move that paint, get it moving, and it does its own thing. There it goes, see? So, on a panel. And I'm wearing gloves because it's just easier that way. I don't always wear gloves, but I like to. Okay, so I'm gonna take that glove off real quick. And I'm gonna torch it one more time. Just to be sure all those bubbles are gone. So there you go, there's a tree ring pour. Lots of layers. And that's how we do it.